Hello, this is Silvana Candela, licensed acupuncturist, author, and publisher. And my message for you is to heal yourself so that you can heal the world. And each video that I present to you gives you some way of doing that, a different way of looking at this, and a different way of healing yourself to heal others. Today, my topic is healing with compassion by finding your passion. Why is that important? Well, it's important because the greatest gift of healing that we could give to ourselves and to others is to truly find our passion. Maybe some of you have done that already. Maybe you're already following your passion. And maybe some of you have absolutely no idea what that is or what you're supposed to be doing, or you're just not living it. Because it does take courage, actually, to follow your passion. Um, it's sometimes we do know what we love and what we're truly passionate about, but we don't feel that we can do it for one reason or another. And I'm challenging you to think maybe differently, outside the box, or consider that maybe you can live your passion or even discover it. And I'm going to share with you a story about myself and how I discovered what my passion is. And even though at the time I was only about 12 or 13, at the time I didn't know what it was going to lead to. But looking back on it, I know it was a pivotal moment for me. And that's what's important. So when I was about 12 or 13, and I went to a summer sleepaway camp, which I did every year. My parents always sent me away to sleepaway camp. And this one particular year, our camp was next door to another camp, which was for disabled young people. I was, like I said, about 12 or 13. I don't remember exactly which, but they were around the same age, young people through young adulthood as well. And we really didn't have much of anything to do with that camp. We didn't interact with them, that is. But there was one day when we were going somewhere on a walk, and it just happened to be faster. So we were told by our counselors if we took a shortcut through that camp. And I'm not going to mention the name because I just want to keep all of this very, you know, uh, respecting the people who were involved. There was, anybody I speak about or the staff or anyone. So this was, upstate New York where I lived. So we took this walk through the campgrounds, and it was their lunchtime. And I happened to notice as we passed by a tent, they were eating. It was, an outdoor eating tent situation. And there was this gal who was maybe about my age, maybe a year or two older. She didn't look any older than 14 or 15, as I recall. Um, she was in a wheelchair, and she was unable to move, from what I can see, her legs, her arms, her feet, her hands, and they were kind of knotted up like this. Her hands, they were curled up this way, and her head was to the side. I'll never, 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 never forget this. And there was a person who was feeding her because she couldn't feed herself. This makes me emotional to this day, even though it's many years later. The woman who was feeding her was taking the spoon and just shoveling in her mouth, not really very mindful of what she was doing, or so it seemed to me, an adolescent. And she was shoveling it in, and it was going everywhere. And the woman just kind of scooped it up and shoved it back in. And I stood there and stopped dead in my tracks, even though we were just walking through, right? We were passing through. And I stood there and I watched, and my heart broke for this girl. And I thought, I would have done anything in that moment to have gone over there, taken that spoon away from that woman, and with much love that I felt for this young girl all of a sudden, this young woman, taken that spoon and started feeding her myself gently in a way that she could taste it, that she could enjoy it, and in a way that I was giving love to her. And it really, really broke my heart to see her being treated that way. Just shove it in fast to, get the food down. I didn't know it at the time, but that was the beginning of my calling to be a healer and eventually a licensed acupuncturist, which is what I am today. And it was a very, very profound moment in my life. And I have to remember that always, things like that. Many situations obviously have happened in my life since then, like that one. And it always brings me back to what's important. Why am I here? And I'm not here for me. And I'm not here for, this is just me, okay? I'm not here to acquire things. And that's going to be the subject probably of my next video, which is basically minimalism or asceticism, or however you want to look at it. But how I'm here to give and to love and to learn how to do that better. Because the first most of my life, let's just say I'm 67 right now. And I would say for the first 60 plus years of my life, so this is only for the last few years or so, let's say the first 60 years, I don't think I did a very good job of being a loving and giving person. That's my own opinion, and maybe I'm judging myself harshly, maybe not. But I felt like at that point I could do a lot better, and I went through what is referred to as the dark night of the soul from that point onwards, which brought me to Oregon, where I am now, and brought me to this to the book that I just wrote, Gently Heal Thyself, and to the life that I'm living right now, and to these videos that I'm making, and to another book that I'm in the middle of, and I'll share about that another time because I'm just getting into it, writing it. But my passion has been to be a healer. And let me just say that the word compassion, it combines a lot of things. It combines passion plus another feeling. Now, it doesn't have to be joy, it doesn't have to be love. You can have passion with grief, with anger, with sadness, with just about, I'm trying to think what else, any kind of feeling you can imagine becomes heightened and elevated when you add passion to it. And that's how we can, what is like with anger? Okay, so you have passion and anger. That means that you want to go out and change something seriously that you know is wrong and that you need to change in this world. That's a kind of passion too, becoming an advocate of some kind. So what I'd like to challenge you all with, finding your own passion if you haven't done so. Finding what's meaningful to you, why you're here. Finding ways that you would gladly give anything of your soul to another, to others, to the world, and sacrifice without any feeling of it being a sacrifice. Your own things, your own stuff, your own comforts, your own life. Okay? And that really is the greatest gift to everybody, to yourself as well. And I would like to ask you to think about that. What are your passions? What is your passion? Think about it, write about it, go back through your life and think about pivotal moments when you may have had some kind of recognition of something that you wanted to do but didn't do, maybe. Think about times that you did, and then all of a sudden you were healed of something in an amazing way, because that's what it'll do. It will help bring out stuff and bring up stuff, because when you're suppressing your passions and your path in life, it can create all kinds of negativity in your body, which can also create disease. So releasing that is a great healing. And I invite you to do that and to find the courage to do that, because sometimes it takes courage. Facing the dark night of the soul takes a lot of courage. And that's something I can talk about in another video too, the dark night of the soul. Because there's a light at the end of that tunnel, and that is everything, everything you've ever wanted, you could ever imagine. So I will leave you with that today and wish you much love, much happiness, much peace, and blessings to you, my dear friends out there. Thank you.